Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us walk hand in hand, because this is our land.
So come let us walk hand in hand, because this is our land. This is our land. We have a duty to enhance it, to better it, to transform it. This is our land. Come, let us build. Let us make greater. Let us make better our land. I want to welcome you to this segment in the program. I want to encourage the folks on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. The folks on Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM, spread the word. Let people know that I'm on Frankie Mitchell out there in Carriacou. Big up your whole self. Spread the word that I am on the program so that more and more people can tune in on the FM radio, in their vehicles, at home. All right, so please spread the word. Yeah, Frankie, welcome back to Grenada. It's my good pal out there in Carriacou. All right. So, folks, I want to start off this morning by saying our beloved Prime Minister continues to work in the best interest of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the state of Grenada, which includes Carriacou and Petit Martinique. You hear people saying the tri-island state of Grenada. That's not so. We have other islands besides Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So you have Grenada, the mainland. You have Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Calivini Island, and some of the other islands. So it's not accurate to say the tri-island state. The state of Grenada, which includes Carriacou and Petit Martinique. All right. So again, Zoe, what are you doing? You good? Come and say hi. All right. Say hi to the folks. They haven't seen you in a while. So he's home today. All right. So say hi now, wave, now make a little wave. All right. So they seen you. Say good morning.
Morning.
Right. Good. Nice. Go back and close the door. Right. So again, just saying, folks, it is important that you know that our Prime Minister continues to work in the best interest of this country. He is in Dubai, like quite a number of Caribbean leaders, trying to negotiate, trying to have meetings upon meetings to get stuff for their country. That's the beautiful thing about these meetings. So just showing you a little pic there of him meeting with one of those leaders, meeting with a delegation out there at the World Governments. It's called the World Governments Summit. All right. You see our ambassador, that's Zai Rahman, right? And Akira Lessie. I think she is the executive assistant. And then on the other side, you see those officials representing that nation. I think it's the United Arab Emirates. All right, there. So our Prime Minister is out there working. And not only him, but other Caribbean leaders. Here you see Gaston Brown of Antigua and Barbuda. And here you see the Caribbean, some more Caribbean leaders. Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Drew here, Terence Drew, I think he's the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I think the other gentleman here is the Premier of one of those other territories. All right, and Gaston Brung in the pit here. So they, and our beloved Prime Minister in the middle there, he continues to show leadership at all levels, all levels. So it's so important to give you a little pick, a little insight, a little knowledge that he's out there negotiating on our behalf. He's out there representing Grenada at the highest level. But folks, I want to zero in on the issue where, well, the issue here being misinformation, lies, personal attacks on certain people. And in this case, Michelle Alexander of Gravel and Concrete. So this young lady, she has been quiet, not saying much. She has been attacked on the front page of newspaper. She has been attacked on social media, on different platforms, personally. And sometimes I wonder, I say, what did this young lady do to these people that they going after her like that? What has she done? And I was very pleased that Gravel and Concrete, they had an independent review done. It's like an audit, an assessment, just looking at the books and looking at everything with Gravel and Concrete. And that assessment, that review, that investigation proved that nothing was breached. No one took any money from Gravel and Concrete. No one got any money illegally from Gravel and Concrete. So I was happy when they put out that release. So they have that release out there, which is really good. And about 160 people shared that release. And I was happy because many times false information gets out there quite quickly and it spreads like wildfire. False information. So I was very, very happy. And the release says Gravel and Concrete, or, the headline or the logo, Gravel and Concrete. And it's a statement that they put out. The Gravel and Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation clarifies that claims circulating in the press and on social media suggesting that an employee accessed corporation funds without approval are entirely false. An independent verification ordered by the corporation confirms that no funds were accessed or disbursed and that there has been no breach or compromise of any financial control system. The corporation maintains strict procedures for all financial transactions, and these controls show no irregularities. We caution against the circulation of unverified information and reaffirm our commitment to transparency, accountability, and sound financial management. All right, so that release was put out there by Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation. And that's really good. It's really good that they were able to put out that statement because there are people who are just nasty. And Michelle Alexander is not the only person they're attacking. You see, they were attacking and continue to attack the Honorable Andy Williams, where they're claiming that some corrupt act took place at the Grenada Development Bank which is totally false. They are also attacking falsely Cindy Henry of the Grenada Lotteries Authority, and the chairman, Williams, Mr. Williams of that board, falsely accusing them again of wrongdoing when it's false. They have no evidence to substantiate those allegations or those claims. So they're going after Lotto, they're going after the GDP, and they're going after gravel and concrete. And there are people who should know better. And that is why the last time I came out very firmly against a publication in the newspaper, and even if the author of that article and editor of that newspaper is my good friend, I said, no, the publication about gravel and concrete was false because it's common sense. This young lady cannot access any money in there. This is a corporation. You have an accountant, you have manager, you have a board, and it's a whole process. You see? And just one call could clear up all of this. So I came out and I said, no, that is not so. It is false. And I investigated. I called, I find out, I spoke to a number of people within there, on the board and within the corporation. And it was false. But that did not stop them. So they continue to spread misinformation. Some platforms pull down that misinformation when they realize that gravel and concrete issued that statement. Some of them pull it down, right? But these things are not happening in isolation. They are coming from the opposition forces. They're the ones putting out that misinformation out there, and all people are grabbing it and run with it, which is scary. In this day and age of social media, AI, and other things like that, you have to confirm and reconfirm the source of the information and make sure that it's factual. Because these things are coming from the enemy camp, the opposition forces, the enemies of progress. They're the ones who are spreading that kind of misinformation. So I was happy that Gravel and Concrete put out that statement, and 160 something people shared it, which is great. It's more or less gone viral, that circulation, clearing this thing up. And you know what's amazing? This young lady, who they're going after, right, started this online learning platform, Bridge, where hundreds and hundreds of young people are getting the opportunity to pursue more subjects, more CXC and CAPE subjects to enhance their resume, their CV, to become more employable, getting a second chance, where you have tutors who are volunteering their time and effort, in many instances, to tutor them. And she started this initiative. So while they're attacking her and saying all kinds of stuff about this young lady, she's resourceful, she's purposeful, she's here for a reason, giving back and helping so many young women, so many young men to get a second chance to obtain CXC subjects. And look, their pass rate is very high, 90-something%. But they're attacking her because she's NDC. They're attacking the Honorable Andy Williams because he's NDC. They're attacking Cindy, they're attacking Williams because they assume that they're affiliated with the NDC because of their pass. And it's just sad. It is sad because it is very clear that all of these allegations are baseless. The folks who are making them do not have any evidence, not even a shred of evidence against these people. Because you ask them, well, present the evidence, present it to the public. But they can't. They just cannot. It's like when I broke the news about cell phone gates, I was able to put in the public domain the facts, the bills showing that Sheldon Scott, for example, amassed, the amount of X, Y, and Z over a 3-month period. I think it was almost $70,000 in cell phone bills, right? I presented the Digicel bills to the public. I presented that. That is what it's supposed to be. But you go on a platform and you say stuff about people. You go on a platform and you type up a whole pile of paragraphs and you ask, but where is the evidence? And you're accusing people, calling folks' name of wrongdoing, and you have no evidence. But that is not happening in isolation. During 2008 to 2013, that was the goal. That is what they did to come back into power. They smear people. They damage people's good name and character just to get back into power. And they've started that again. They're doing that again. And you have not seen anything yet. Wait for when stupid season is closer. Yes, they will lose credibility when they publish other stuff. But some people will still fall victim to the misinformation, to the disinformation that they will put out there. And folks, you have to become more knowledgeable. You have to understand what is at stake and what is at play. These people are desperate for power. They want to come back in power. And they will do anything to come back or to get back in power. So smearing people, attacking people, slandering people, libeling people, they don't care. They don't care. And you have not seen anything yet. They will get nastier. They will attack anyone and everyone who is defending the NDC, who is promoting the NDC, who is defending our beloved Prime Minister, who is promoting what the NDC administration is doing, and who is affiliated in some way with the NDC. And they have been targeting these 3 statutory bodies: the Grenada Development Bank, the Grenada Lotteries Authority, and Gravel and Concrete Emulsion Corporation. They have been doing so intentionally. And there are people who are buying it. There are people who are falling for it. They've fallen for it. Some people who should know better. You have seasoned journalists who are falling for this nonsense, publishing stuff that are totally false and damaging to people. But Grenadians, they consume so much of information that when those false things come about, it spreads fast, quick. And to do damage control, to mop it up, to fix it, to make clear that these things are false, it will take a lot of resources and time. And they know that. But we have to start holding these people accountable. But they hide behind different pages and false pages, and they get away with it. But some lawsuits must start to go to these people. You see, for me, I don't skin teeth. I'm an action man. I will drag these people to court. I am different. I will take them to court. And that is how they will get to respect you and fear you. Because the minute time you take them to court, they become afraid. They become scared because they now have to get a lawyer to fight this case, to defend them. When you sue them, they have to now get money, hire a lawyer or lawyers to fight on their behalf. And remember, once they say things that are slanderous, that are damaging to my good name and character, my lawyers will take this without even me paying, because there will be enough evidence to support my claim for damage or damages. So they will do it freely, but the person who slander, they have to go and get a lawyer or lawyers and pay a whole pile of money. And don't believe you posting stuff on Facebook that you're getting away. No. Nope. I am saying it is important for Grenadians to understand who's this person. All right? Right, good. Good. So that person here, I just blocked that person. Easy, like 1, 2, 3. All right. So that person, they're using all kind of false names. All right. So that person is gone. And it's so easy to remove those people from Facebook and YouTube, block them, and they have no access. So they want to come under my post. They want to come under the program, but they realize my position is very clear. The minute time you come under my program, I will see. The minute time you type anything, you post anything, I will see, and then I will block you. So they're fearful of that too. Some of them who don't know, they come and they start posting stuff, right? And I just block them. Easy. Block them like this. And I don't care who you are. All right? So I'm saying, folks, you have not seen anything yet. They are desperate for power. And they don't like Grenada. What they like is power. All they want is power at any cost. So we have to be on our P's and Q's and understand that we have not seen anything yet, and it will get nastier, it will get worse, and we must prepare for it. But we must also protect and defend our people. That's important. You know, people send messages to me and say, hey, Kem, you didn't see that? And look at this person is accused of... And I said to them, I said, hey, where did you get that from? And then they say, well, some talk show woman, some woman was a talk show program. She was on the program and she said X and she said Y. And I said, do you believe her? Well, if you believe her, you would believe the cow jump over the moon. Because she has an agenda. She has an agenda. And those who are pushing these things, they have an agenda. They want to come back in power. They want to see the back of NDC. That is what they want. They're not getting it. It's not happening. So they're becoming more desperate and more desperate and more desperate. So you have to discern. You have to be able to say, hey, no, that source is not credible. That person is affiliated with this party and that party. Who is this person who called me? All right, who's this person? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
You're taking calls on your program?
If I'm what?
I'm asking you if you're taking calls on their program.
But normally, if I'm taking calls, I will announce that.
Okay, you have a nice day.
All
Take
right,
care.
cool. Yeah, normally, if I'm taking calls, I will announce that. All right? So I did not announce that. I will sometime, but I did not announce that. It may not be today. But I'm saying, folks, you have to understand the strategy of the enemies. What they want is to put false information out there for us to focus on that. Because it takes a lot to rebut, to debunk, to dispel all these lies and misinformation, when we could easily be promoting what the government is doing. So as I said to one this morning, do you understand why a person votes? What would cause a person to wake up on election day and go and vote for a party? You have to understand that, because those on the opposition side, right, the NNP, they believe them talking about X and talking about Y and the yapping and saying all kind of stuff, that this would motivate people to vote for them. That is what they believe. But I say to them, go and speak to that family. Go and tell that to that family who received a modern bathroom and toilet facility under the WASH program. Do you believe they're going to fall for all your talk and you saying this and accusing the government of this and making all of these allegations? Go and speak to the police officer who got an increase in his salary of $700 and something. Do you believe that he's going to fall for your nonsense? Go and speak to the nurse or the doctor who got an increase of $500 and the doctor $1,000 in the salary. Go and speak to the security officer, the bus conductor, the geriatric caregiver, the gardener, the cleaner, the cook. Go and speak to these people who got an increase in their salary or who saw an increase in their salary because of the minimum wage adjustment. Do you believe they're going to fall for your nonsense? Go and speak to that family who benefited and continue to benefit from the free hot meal program. 16,000 students benefit from that every day. Go and speak to the family who benefited from and continue to benefit from the free tuition policy. $810 paid for by government for them to go to New Law and Tamsisi. All right? Go and speak to that family who benefited from the ebooks and laptop program, or the JUMP program, the free internet service at homes without, or the first generation scholarship program. And we can go on and on and on. Go and speak to these people. They would not fall for that. What's about the people who are happy that Grenada name is not in any parang? We're not hearing any conman or fraudster crook coming into Grenada and taking millions and run away with it. What's about the folks who are happy about the netball courts and basketball courts and playing fields that were renovated and lit? So the people who are happy about the community centers that were renovated, or the medical stations or the police stations that were renovated or upgraded or built. So the new schools that were constructed or built. The assistance given to small businesses through the CES program, through GIDC, through the GDB Bank and so on. Right? And we can go on and on. The creatives who got assistance, 100% concession, soft financing from the Grenada Development Bank. We can go on and on and on. People have been, happier, and this government has done far more than previous governments when it comes to improving the living standards and condition of our people. And we have to be thankful and grateful for that. There are people who are happier because we have more flights coming into Grenada and going out of Grenada. There are people who are happier because very soon Carriacou will have night landing. There are people who are happier because the Windward Jetty will be built very soon. There are people who are happier because so many roads have been constructed and widened and drainage, and there are people who are happier because they got build back better house or materials to renovate their home. So a lot continue to happen for our people. A lot of programs for young people, the Elevator program, the Youth in Agriculture, the Women in Agriculture, the Digital Workforce Initiative. There are so many other programs, right, that the government initiated. The increase in the stipend for the money trading program, the increase in the stipend for the Empower program, and the increase in the grant for the Empower program, the amount of support given to businesses after Hurricane Beryl, and farmers and fishers after Hurricane Beryl. So a lot has happened for people. And that is what would motivate people to go out there and vote. Not just you just talking and talking and talking and talking. No, because the NNP was in power. You were there. You were there. Why didn't you think about putting a bathroom and toilet facility at Monrouge Plainfield? Why didn't you think about putting a bathroom and toilet facility on Hope Beach? Why didn't you think about putting lighting on Hope Beach, or on Grandlands Beach, putting lighting on Grandlands Beach? Why you didn't think about that, right? Why didn't you think about things as simple as making sure that the elderly folks under the Poor Relief Assistance Program get a little card from the Grenada Cooperative Bank, so they don't have to stand in the hot sun in lines going to collect the poor relief of $500 or $300 at a time. NDC increased it to $500, and they have a card that they can go and withdraw the money at their own time, right? Why didn't you decide to or come up with that idea? You did not. The NDC had to do it. Why didn't you come up with the idea of increasing the years on the passport? Because you took it out. You bring it to 5 years. NDC bring it back to 10 years. Because if you go to Canada, the Canada Embassy for a Canadian visa, they'll give you 10 years if you have a 10-year passport. If you go to the United States Embassy to get a visa, they'll give you 10 years. You see the point? Because your passport. So it falls in line with the visas given. Why didn't you think about the license, for example, for those little pickup trucks? Instead of people having to go back into some driving school and pay a whole pile of money, and after 5 years of driving, you can get that, upgrade your license. Simple like that. So I'm saying the NDC has done far more in 3.5 years than the NNP in 20-something years. But people will vote for those things because their lives, their living standards have improved. That is why people would vote for good leadership on the part of our beloved Prime Minister and his government. They're doing a fantastic job. They're not perfect, but they're doing a fantastic job. And it's clear. But the NNP, they've been there. Why didn't they build a police headquarters for the Royal Grenada Police Force? Why didn't they think about building a new police station in Grenville? Because the one that was there was falling apart. Why didn't they think about having a new teaching hospital facility? They lack vision, right? Why didn't they think about regularizing public officers, making them permanent, or paying the pension to pensioners, or establishing a new pension for those who are unestablished workers in the public service? Why didn't they think about all of these things? But they could talk, they could yap, they could criticize, they could condemn, they could say all kind of stuff. Why couldn't they do those things? I'm asking. Because you're hearing them saying all kind of stuff. Because they want power, they're talking, they want power. In fact, what made me laugh last night is when I saw they put up a photo with 9 caretakers or 9 candidates. And I think the caption, "We ready." Ready for what? With 9 candidates? Well, the election is tomorrow. Ready for what? With 9? You have 15 seats and you're ready with 9? Something has to be wrong with NNP. Something has to be wrong with them. And if you see the candidates, big laugh. But they believe by being negative, by attacking and putting all kind of nasty things out there, some of these pundits and surrogates, they believe that they're going to come back. They're going to get back into power. It's not so. Grenadians are smarter. Grenadians are wiser. You wouldn't be able to fool Grenadians that easily. No. But look at the kind of work. You go Grande Tang, NDC is expanding and widening the roads, right? The water project to the south, the water project over the Grande Tang, and different parts in Grenada. Look at the amount of bridges that are being built and to be built. So a lot is happening. A lot is happening. And Grenada is peaceful. Peaceful. Very little crime in this place. Grenada is a very peaceful place. Stability exists in Grenada, and that is what you want. You want peace and stability to reign. So these guys, they go on platforms and they say all kind of stuff because they believe they have an audience. They have some people listening to them and they would get away with it. But we have to expose it because Grenadians, home and abroad, they want good for Grenada. They want to hear the good news. They want to see that things are improving. But the NNP, on the other hand, the minute time they hear good news, they get all paranoid and upset. And then they start to concoct all kind of phony stories, all kind of misinformation, and they throw it out there. And what caused them to be so uneasy is the fact that Grenada got $60 million from the OPEC Fund for International Development as a concessionary loan towards the Hopeville Medical Village, the teaching hospital facility. And that is what angered them because they know that Grenada got the assurance and commitment from the Afro Exim Bank of 250 million US. That's 670 million EC. So they know that. But this one caused them to be very upset. They don't want Grenada to get anything. They don't want to hear good news about Grenada. They don't. Because they believe every time good news come out, then it means that their chances of getting back into power get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. But I am saying to all of our supporters, do not spread the enemy's propaganda and misinformation. Don't. Because the source is not credible. When they spread that kind of, it's not credible. And they're losing that fight. The credibility. That issue of credibility. So I want to encourage all of us to remain focused. Remain focused. Stupid season is around the corner. July the 1st this year will make NDC 4 years in power. July the 1st of 2027 will make NDC 5 years in power. So they know that. And as a result, the NNP is becoming more aggressive. But it must be on the truth, not falsehood, not all of these lies and misinformation. No, we are better than that as a people. We are better than that. And our Grenadian people are following current affairs. So they cannot be easily fooled or tricked. They can't. Before, that was the case. Not now. Nearly everybody has 2 or 3 phones. They have internet access. They can search stuff. They will see stuff popping up. But we have to call the NNP out because they are very nasty in my belief. And it's their surrogates and pundits that are doing all of these nasty things. But I'm saying you have to have facts to put out there. Then you're smearing people's good name and character all in the name of politics. All in the name of politics. petty politics. But the NDC will be there for a long time. So get accustomed with it. Get accustomed to it. The Grenadian people love the style of governance on the part of this administration. They are working consistently so, working without ceasing, bettering the lives and living standards of our people. And we need to embrace that and support that. Nearly all the social safety net programs are still intact. People still doing the bushing program. They're still doing the maintenance program. They do. Nearly all these programs are still intact. So the government must be given that applause for keeping the economy stable. We realize growth, right? We saw unemployment dropping, which is great. There's peace and stability in this country. That is important. So, folks, I'm happy that Gravel and Concrete put out this statement, clearing up this whole thing. But that would not stop the NNP surrogates and pundits from maligning and slandering people. That would not cause them to stop. Because even if you have 10 independent organizations doing audits, doing reviews, doing assessments, they will still turn around, the NNP surrogates and pundits, still turn around and continue to spread the lies and the misinformation. So no matter what you do, you can't get these people to the place where they would acknowledge that what you do is a good thing, you make the process transparent, you did an independent review, and then this is what you found. But that's sad. That's terrible. And we urge those NNP pundits and surrogates, you have to become more responsible. This is our country. So why would you put misinformation out there to misguide, to mislead the public? It's terrible. Folks, I want to say to you, Independence is on Saturday. And there's a lot of activities. Oil down left, right, and center. So from tomorrow, or even from today, Wednesday, you'll have a lot of things happening. Thursday, Friday, Colors Day, Saturday, Independence Parade, and I think they have some cultural activities and showcasing of different things, selling of different things at the stadium. So it will be grand. It will be grand. All right? It will be grand. So I want you to support all of the activities. All. And then the following weekend is Karakou Carnival. So a lot of events. Right? A lot of events. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. I will be back with you tonight in the hub, starting from 8 in the PM. Last night I